Here's a look at a recap of your markets on this Thursday, the 10th day of July. I won't say the gates are chained and padlocked tight, but they sure aren't swinging much so far this week. Only 3,880 head of confirmed negotiated sales so far. Still not a hoof moved in Texas. In Kansas, 1,136 head. Most of those were earlier in the week. Live prices there at 225. Iowa's reported just under 1,000 head so far this week. 235 live. Some dress sales earlier in the week at 368. Some today at 372. In Nebraska, just under 300 head so far, 232 live, 370 dressed. Box beef cutout values, they closed lower once again today, but not nearly as sharp losses as was seen yesterday. Down $1.79 on the choice, 384.66. Select down $2.41 at 370.86. Those values based on 69 loads of cuts, trimmings, and grinds. The Choice Select spread at $13.80. Taking a look at what's going on at the auction barns around this state today. Mid-Missouri stockyards in Phillipsburg, they're getting awful close to being done there, about 800 head today. New Cambria livestock market, they were expecting to have about 1,000 head. They're about 600 head into that. Mocan livestock market in Butler, they're already done for the day, 675 head. Hasn't been a recent market test there to really establish a good trend. The undertone, however, firm to higher. The feeder steers, medium and large ones, 4 to 500 pounds. 414 to 459, 5 to 6 weights at 394 to 436.50, 6 to 7 weights at 351 to 395, 7 to 750 pound steers at 330 to 338. The feeder heifers, medium and large ones, a few 4 to 5 weights at 428 to 429, some 5 to 6 weights at 319.5 to 375, small package of 602 pound heifers at 328. Taking a look at the futures markets on the Mercantile Exchange. Live cattle for August, 55 lower, 219.22. October at 217.07, down 27. December at 217.25. Feeder cattle, they opened extremely stronger today. Early in the day, they were over $5 higher. That seemed to slip away as the day progressed. They still did close the day higher. August was up 80 cents, 321.27. September 321.22, up $1.20. October at 319.12, up $1.10. Taking a look at the CME feeder cattle index, of course, after what happened yesterday, especially up in Nebraska, we knew that was going to jump quite a bit higher, and it jumped $5.08 all the way into new record territory, 321.84. Lean hogs for July, 15 cents higher, 107.25. August, 106.22, down $1 even. October down $1.50 at 92.27. Turning our attention to the grain markets at the elevators around the state, soybeans 1 to 7 higher, wheat 7 higher, corn unchanged. Corn bids at the elevators in St. Louis, 439 to 441. Kansas City at 419. Soybean bids in St. Louis, 1045 to 1047. Kansas City at 1018 to 1033. Wheat bids, St. Louis 526 to 537, Kansas City at 554. On the Board of Trade, corn contracts, July down 5 1/4, 407 1/4. September unchanged at 399 1/4. December up a penny at 416 1/2. Soybeans for July down 1/4 cent, 1012 1/2. August 3 1/2 higher, 1012 1/2. September up 4 3/4, 1002 1/4. November new crop beans up 6 1/2 at 1013 3/4. Wheat contracts, July 550 1/4, up 7 1/2. September 7 1/2 higher for the day, 554 1/2. December up 7 3/4, 575 even. Soybean meal for July up $2.40 a ton, 268.50. Soybean oil for July up 32 cents a hundredweight at 53.67. With the Missouri Department of Agriculture, that's your farm news. This is Tony Hancock.